By another live episode of Real Estate Titans. I am your host, Greg Fowler, traveling around the marketplace, interviewing the top real estate professionals in our field, from realtors, lenders, builders, developers, residential or commercial, essentially gathering their insight, information into what inspires them, what motivates them, what really takes their business to the highest of highs, separating them from the majority in our profession, what I like to consider a real estate titan. Our very special guest today is Jason Daniels. Jason, thanks so much for being on the show.
Oh, what an honor. Thanks for coming out to the office today.
Absolutely. And beautiful office, by the way. So everybody knows who has been watching. We always go to the Titans environment. And Jason, this is a fantastic office. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous place. So thanks for having the show here, for sure.
Give my wife credit for that. She helped me design it, and a lot of the ideas were hers. So.
Beautiful job. Hopefully you're watching. So, but I guess without further ado, just as usual, we'll kind of go through the regular questions, that I ask every single Titan to give everybody out there, whether you're a professional or just a regular consumer in and out of the business, a window into who Jason Daniels is and what you represent out in the community. So let's just jump right into it.
All right.
So I guess the first question is, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Who is Jason?
Yeah, so I was born right here in Colorado Springs. I'm one of the rare few natives here around.
Which is true,
Went to school at CSU, got a degree in construction management.
Okay.
And I know one of your questions is how'd you get into the business, so we'll cover that.
All right.
I have 6 wonderful children, ages 2 to 19. So I tell people, I was saying toddlers to teenagers, now it's like toddlers to adults.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
4 boys, 2 girls. And just love being in Colorado and enjoy selling real estate. So
Okay.
I'm a broker owner of REMAX Millennium and team leader for Jason Daniels and Associates. So,
Okay.
Work with a lot of the agents here in the office, and then actually have a team within the office. So it's kind of 2 different leadership positions here at the office.
Sure. And going into, your office and operation, it's just constantly been growing, Jason, and it's a testament to who you are as a professional and the people who we surround ourselves with. It's just fantastic. So really exciting, as far as the growth and everything that you guys have been doing.
Yeah, I got my license in 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, so June will be 15 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
15, man. Time flies.
It does. It does.
Crazy.
So year over year, my business has pretty much grown, and it's just a trajectory that we'd like to stay on.
Okay, which is great. And again, a continually growth. I mean, I look at it, and a lot of professionals out there that are watching, it comes down to you're either growing or you're shrinking. There's really nothing in between. And I'm a firm believer that we should always be pushing and moving forward in a positive, right? But still having a balance in the quality of what we do in our lives. So
Yeah. I guess mine's a little bit harsher. I'm like, either growing or you're dying.
Okay.
But no one wants to say that.
A Titan's advice into there, growing or dying. You remember that. This will tail into a little bit into your back nature as to what you do or why you do what you do, Jason. What's your why? What motivates you? What really drives you to the level that you have in production as a Titan?
Right. So, your why changes, at least mine has.
Okay.
It starts out, you're just trying to survive, then you're trying to thrive, and then significance.
Okay.
And so, obviously when I started out, I was, trying to survive, break into the industry.
Sure.
Right now we're thriving, and my goal is to get to that significance level. So right now,
Okay.
my mission or vision is to impact and improve the lives of others.
Okay.
And so obviously I want to make sure my family's taken care of. That's extremely important. But beyond that, with the success that I've had, I thought, how can we help others? And so that's how we started. I started growing a team.
Okay.
And part of the reason why I opened the brokerage is I wanted to increase that platform. How can we help other agents, other individuals, and also the local community? So really it's about serving and impacting the lives of others. Because at the end of the day, we can't take things with us when we leave this place.
Wow. And that's big, talking about internal, bringing up family and the people that are on your team and in your office. Outside of that, when you're talking about impacting the community, I know this isn't on the typical question, but as far as charities that you're a part of, or things like that, or things that you do get involved with?
Yeah, so I'm involved with my church.
Okay.
I give to the church and a lot
Fantastic.
of time as well.
Okay.
I've been involved in Boy Scouts
Ah.
for years. I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, great. Hey,
Yeah.
that's not easy to do. Anybody out there who's an Eagle Scout knows
So
that.
I wanted to give back. I've been a Scoutmaster 3 different times. I've
Okay.
been in Scout committee meetings, all those different positions as adult leadership, and that's important. I'm a merit badge counselor now.
Okay.
So that's important. And then as far as charities, I've been involved with over the last 15 years creating, we actually did some community garage sales where we also create donations for the Children's Hospital.
Wow.
And we've made them direct to the Children's Hospital. And we're so excited because they're finally building their own hospital for the Children's Hospital right here in Colorado Springs.
Huh.
And so they're bringing
Fantastic.
in, a lot of medical doctors and nurses, and we're seeing a huge growth here at the Memorial Hospital System.
Okay.
At UC Health. So seeing that from when it was just a small operation to the downtown area to being, creating their own facility is great. It's going to help serve the community here with those. We've had friends and clients that have had children have to commute up to Denver, and so it's really important. And I have a brother who's younger, and
Okay.
he was at Memorial Hospital, and he was in ICU for over a month.
Wow.
And I remember that from over 20 years ago. So it's just a passion of mine and my wife's is to give back to the Children's Hospital because they're our future, and it's just important to us.
That's big, and giving back is so important. And again, that showcases to everybody out there that not every real estate professional is created equal, and it's not just about production or overall, take home as far as time spent out there with their teams. It's giving back, it's doing the right thing, it's taking care of your clients. So again, that all comes into it, Jason. So I'm really excited.
One thing that we've wanted to do, and it's open to anyone that really wants to do it, is we volunteer down at the Marion House. And so we actually have a spreadsheet where agents can come in, and even if clients want to help out, where we go help prepare the food and serve for the lunch at the Marion House downtown.
Beautiful.
So, we've got our hands on a lot of different things to help promote positive environment for the community.
Okay.
And I guess on top of that as well, I served down at Fort Carson, their housing office, because that's one of my passions. Is my grandfather served in the Army Air Corps in World War II and retired here, and that's what brought my father's side of the family here. He retired at Ent Air Force Base, which is now the Olympic Training Center.
Wow.
So
you've been here for a while. I mean, true native when it comes down to that.
right. So that's another passion, is just to serve. Is about 50 to 60% of our clients are active duty or retired military, and I was all excited when I was going to apply to the Air Force Academy, and everything looked great until they got to my medical section. Had asthma, and it automatically disqualified me. So that was a little bummer. So I really appreciate those that dedicate their lives and their spouses to serving, because there's great sacrifices. So those are the key areas that we like to give back. The Children's Hospital, Boy Scouts, the Marion House, and the military. So those are kind of the areas that we like to give back.
Okay, all right. So that really sums up a portion of you, Jason, which is big. So let's go to the professional side of this, and anybody out there who's watching that might be a real estate professional, whether they're new or seasoned, kind of getting a window into your business professionalism. If you could go back and take a look at your career thus far, and if you could pinpoint one or two things that you added, anything that you adjusted or changed for your business that literally took it up to the next level, what does that look like for you?
So really, there's a couple series of events that have happened throughout my 15-year career.
Okay.
I would say the biggest impact right up front was having my father be a mentor.
Huge.
So he's been in the real estate industry since 1992, and he's here in our office still selling real estate. Just a good start. So find a good mentor.
Okay.
And then even within the office, as I started to grow my business, another agent in the office who actually started building a team even before teams were a thing.
Wow. Okay.
Really encouraged us to grow a team.
Okay.
And introduced me to a program called Star Power. Howard Brenton Star Power, and he was out of Boulder, Colorado. He was beloved across the United States. And so I attended my first conference in 2004 in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow. All right.
And I was younger and newer, doing pretty well when I first got into the business, but I felt like I was, medium to big fish in the pond at home, but going to meet these people that had teams, which are still kind of a new concept, were selling 100, 200, 300 plus homes a year.
Wow.
And when I went to this conference, they literally just had the playbook and they were sharing everything, and they were giving back. They weren't paid to be there.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And they were, if you got assigned to be a star, you were interviewed, and there was the Month of the Star Club, and you could get back then cassette tapes and then CDs.
Wow, all
and
right.
so it became part of my automobile university,
Okay.
where always constantly listening to that. So just being exposed to that type of material and just listening to it and reading and taking that all in was great.
Okay.
And then
That's big advice out there for everybody, by the way. I mean, going out of your comfort zone, feeling that, being the big fish in a small pond, when you get out of it, wow, eye-opening perspective, and you're learning from so successful, professionals that are giving you advice. You say, wow, that's a great piece. Let me build, what I'm doing. So you obviously did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's why reinvent the wheel. There's really nothing new out there. The only thing that really changes are maybe the certain techniques or the technology involved, but sales has been around and real estate's been around for thousands of years. So there's really nothing new.
Right.
But to go in and just get a playbook of someone in another marketplace and they're willing to just share that with you is amazing. So
huge.
I recommend attending conferences. In fact, that's part of my routine is I'm usually attending 4, 5, 6 different conferences all over the United States, making connections that way.
That's huge.
So the other thing that has really made an impact is when I got to a certain level, I was selling over 100 homes a year, and I just wanted to get to that next level. And I hired a coach. So I've had a series of coaches. And we can get into that a little bit later. I know you'll ask a question about that.
For sure.
Just having someone that can be there to look at your blind spots, that coaches with other top agents around the country, and being able to give you that feedback, or when you're struggling with something, to help walk you through that was important. And so I know a lot of agents don't like coaches, or they think that it's too costly, but when you look at the bottom line, with the value that a good coach brings. I've coached with a series of different coaches out there.
Okay.
So, I mean, I started out with Brian Buffini.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing a few of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out with Brian Buffini, and it's by far one of the best coaching programs for newer agents or agents that are wanting to grow their business and do it in a way that's enjoyable.
Okay.
Where you're not, cold calling and things like that.
Sure.
Unless there's someone out there that loves that, then.
No offense to anybody out there.
There's Mike Ferry's a great coach for that.
Okay.
But I didn't coach with him. I did coach with his son.
Okay.
Tom Ferry, his organization for a while, and that was great.
Okay.
I've coached with Michael Mayer. I'm actually a personal, friend with Michael.
Oh, no way.
And then most recently, I've been coaching with Lars Hedenborg with Real Estate B School.
Okay.
So it's just kind of been a series of coaches. And I actually recently decided to sign back up with Brian Buffini. I'm coaching with one of their higher level coaches.
Wow.
And they are coaching me on kind of a different category, like a different mindset, referral process. Whereas Lars at Real Estate B School is a lot about systems and a lot of other areas that, kind of they complement each other. So don't be afraid to invest in a coach, because it really will make a difference. And I know some of the other Titans that you've spoken with have coaches, some don't, but I know for me it's made a huge difference.
And I think that you touched on a lot of great things with mentoring, traveling out and gathering knowledge from other professionals, and then that coaching aspect. That to me is huge. And again, it's not a one size fits all. That's what's so great about this show and the perspective from every Titan. Every Titan has a different path, a different background. What works for you might not work for another, but there's that level of success that comes through the work ethic and the drive and the proper moral compass, and it all kind of leads to that level of success. But I think that's great. I mean, some people are going to latch on to one or two pieces, maybe all three.
Yeah, and even if that's a coach that's outside your marketplace, or even if it's your broker, a lot of good brokers out there, can be a good, solid mentor, or even just a top agent in your office if you're wanting to grow your business.
That's big.
It's important. We're all in it together, and that's one of our core values is, we're a team, we're one. And so here in our office, you can really just walk down the hall if you're having a problem and knock on a door if the door's open, and every agent's willing to help share and help coach each other.
And that's a beautiful culture, and you feel that when you walk in, and just by being greeted by everybody and warm faces. So that's the truth, everybody. Just so you know, he's not just selling the office. I'm in here, and I vouch for that all day long. So that's really
well, that's
true.
one of the reasons I wanted to open the own brokerage, is just so we could really live those core values and really have that open office concept where, you know, you don't have an agent that's just closing their door, that's grouchy and not going to help out the rest of the agents.
Give me my coffee, and then just leave. Yeah, right.
That's right. We're like, well, you know, you can work from home if you want to be that way.
Yes,
but
please.
no, we love everyone here. But yeah, that's just the ability to get a mentor, get a coach, just to help you out is critical, and it's
Awesome.
crucial. And I know the agents that I actually have coached in my office, from being brand new agents to helping other agents increase their production.
Fantastic.
So I've actually taken all the time and money and effort I spent on coaching, and I've now been able to, that's part of what I'm able to do to give that back.
Sure.
And so I'm actually coaching agents in my office.
Oh, great.
And so that's important. But that's definitely, if someone's new to the business or wants to go to the next level, I mean, that's critical.
Okay. Yeah, that ton of huge advice in everybody. So hopefully you took notes. That was awesome. Now let's go into something that's slightly deeper, giving a slightly better insight to Jason when it comes to challenges. So when it's, you know, rosy and easy, you know, things go by, no problem. But when challenges or speed bumps are thrown our way, I really feel that's what separates the top producers, professionals, or individuals from everybody else. It's not what happens, but how you respond. So at the end of the day, could you pinpoint a challenge that you dealt with in your life, Jason, that you overcame that made you a stronger man?
So I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay.
It stems back to the very beginning.
Okay.
I really don't think I'd be here without this experience. Would I want to go through it again, or would I want any of my enemies to go through what I went through? Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Probably not.
But it really has impacted my life and helped me become who I have.
Okay.
And so I appreciate it. But it all started back in 2003.
Wow.
I was in construction management, working 40, 50 hours a week. My paychecks had 40. And my father had been in the business for a while at that time.
Okay.
And I said, I think I'm going to get in the real estate business. And so I talked to my wife at the time. She was an assistant manager at a local pharmacy.
Okay.
Up in Denver. And she was able to transfer down to Colorado Springs because my dad said, move your family back to Colorado Springs, sell your home in Denver, and I'll teach you the ropes.
Okay.
So we jumped through all the hoops, went to the school, and moved the family down here. And about a month or two after we moved and got settled into the home, my wife at the time came up to me one day and she said, you know, I don't think I ever loved you, and I'm too young to be a mom. And at that point, I had two boys. I had a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old son.
Unreal.
And it devastated me.
Just like that.
Right. There were times I couldn't breathe. I wasn't eating. And at that point, I had literally just quit my corporate job with all my insurance benefits, a good paycheck, and I just moved my whole family down to Colorado Springs. And so I literally had nowhere else to go, but it was, at that time my boats were pretty much burned.
Okay.
Like I had to succeed.
Yeah.
And so as I kind of tapped into that, I just knew I had to succeed. So as I just remember there was some nights the first couple of weeks where my 18-month-old son was waking up crying for mom.
Wow.
And he would cry every night for mom. And that second week, he started crying for dad.
Okay.
And after that second week, he didn't wake up, and so I became a single father.
Okay.
Trying to sell real estate, trying to start in the business. And at that time, I was helping flip a home. My dad had bought a couple of homes, and so I was literally waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, taking the kids to daycare.
Okay.
Going in my work clothes, because I used to frame homes and I have a construction background.
All right.
So I was literally gutting and remodeling these homes from about 7 a.m. till about noon. I would rush home, eat lunch, take a shower, put my real estate gear on and go into the office, and I'd learn the ropes from about 1 o'clock till about 6, 7, or 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, and at the time my dad said, I'm not going to hand you any business. You need to earn your stripes. You need to which is awesome. At first, I thought it
Yes.
was pretty harsh.
Tough love,
And
that's
I
for
look
sure.
back at it, and again, he taught me everything I knew about real estate at the time, and I'm very appreciative of it because I had a probably 2 or 3 year jump start from the knowledge that he was able to impart. But
Wow.
I look back, and the struggles that I had in having to go out and get my own business and build my own book of business really helped grow who I am today. So, but the story gets a little bit better.
Okay, because
So-
that's tough, Jason, no matter
it's
how you
tough.
slice it.
There was another little trial I'll mention before I move on to
Okay, sure.
where we are from there. But, I had just purchased a home,
Okay.
and I remember, this was in the first 6 months. I sold 2 homes. And by the way, I did it door knocking.
All right, everybody, it works.
So-
Jason did it.
So I'm like, I got to get something going on. So I made these brochures, and I just got them out. And
Okay.
I started knocking on these apartment doors, and literally like it was like the 12th or 13th door, this guy answers and goes, well, this isn't my place. This is my girlfriend's, but I've got a place down in Fountain I want to sell, and I want to buy a condo up here by my girlfriend. So
Wow.
door knocking does work.
Okay, there you go. Heard it straight from the man, everybody.
But anyway, when I was going through all this, again, I was working hard. I was doing everything I could, soaking up all the knowledge, knocking doors, making phone calls, meeting people,
Wow.
and just building it up.
Okay.
But it was still a struggle to pay the bills with 2 boys as a single father and trying to make it all happen.
Okay.
And I remember there was a point where I had a decision to make. I could either pay the tithing to the church that I committed to,
Okay.
or pay the utility bill. And
Unreal.
I decided I was going to pay my tithing because I had made a commitment that I was going to honor that, and that's what I wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a little nerve-wracking. I was worried we were going to get our utilities shut off. And about a week later, I walked out to the mailbox, and there was a check. And in that check, there was enough money to pay off all the utility bills and take my boys out to pizza.
Get out
And
of
so
here.
it was a turning point within a turning point for me.
Sure.
To always have faith. And that's important to me.
That's a big message.
So-
Big message.
And it kind of goes back also to why we're so heavily involved in impacting, improving lives and the others in this community is, a kind of a mantra that I like to live by is if you're in the service of your fellow beings, you're only in the service of your God.
Wow.
And so for me, that's been important. That's who I am. So
Okay.
for me, that was a big turning point, that knowing that I could have the faith that God was going to help me through this.
Sure.
And so again, I did promise you the story gets better.
Okay, yeah.
So I was
Well, that's everybody out there.
So-
This is the deep part of the interview here, folks.
Right. So several years later, I was able to meet my current wife now, my beautiful, lovely wife, Janae.
Awesome. She's wonderful, by the
Yeah.
way. Super good people.
Yeah. And so we got married, and we had 4 more children together.
Wow.
And so I ended up with full custody of my 2 boys.
Okay. Fantastic.
And they're still with me today. My oldest is going to college, and he's getting ready to sign up for military, for boot camp
No
in the
way.
National Guard, so I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
My 16-year-old's playing football for Liberty High School. So
Okay.
anyway, I'm just being proud about my
Sure, as you
family.
should. Come on, everybody
So-
out there gets it.
So it works great, and Janae has stayed at home with the children, but she also is my hiring and recruiting manager.
Okay.
And she's got another business that she started, DIY hiring, to teach real estate professionals and other professionals like chiropractors and dentists on how to hire administrative staff and salespeople. So,
Okay.
But yeah, that journey from there was great. I mean, we've just grown, and Janae's a big part of our growth as well,
Okay.
and helping us grow and build our team.
Right.
So, that's the rosy side of the story.
Okay.
It's all these things that have happened to me and to us has helped build us to who we are today. And there's other trials, and I'm sure, like everyone out there, if you're alive and you're a human, you've got issues.
Yes,
or you've
everybody.
been through struggles. But we've had issues with some of our own children with medical bills and things like that. That other struggles that we've gone through. So I don't
Right.
want to take the whole show and
No,
talk
no.
about that, but
I hear you.
really, a quote I heard from someone that was giving a talk, they said, if you just pretend everyone that you meet on the street or in person is going through something major in their life, you're probably correct about 9 out of 10 times.
Wow.
So we want to, if someone's having a bad day, like a client or another agent,
Sure.
I always like to say, okay, something must be going on in their life, because most people aren't going to just react that way just because that's who they are. Most people are really genuinely good people.
Right.
So,
I like to think so.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that there's so much out of that hopefully everybody took from, again, that we all deal with issues. Doesn't matter who we are, whether it's now, later on, or in the past. And I think if we just treat everybody a little better, like you said, I think that's great. If you just know that, hey, if you get cut off or you cut somebody up, know that we're all dealing with bad issues and bad days. It's not one of those things where, you can just roll off your shoulder. Let's just be kinder to everybody. Try to help somebody that you can. And that goes back to you as an individual and your brand, Jason, and what you represent. So that's huge stuff. Hopefully everybody got that. Thanks for sharing that, because that is very personable. I always like to say it's the hardest part of the interview, but we're done with that. We're done with that. Yeah. So I want to ask you, kind of going on a softer side, Jason, because I think this is important to do. One of my favorite questions. If you could travel back in time and give a piece of advice or two to the young Jason, right, in any time frame, what does that look like? What would you say to your younger self?
Well, there are a couple things. I would say dream bigger.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what I was capable of until later on in my life. And if I would have really just dreamed bigger and journaled and wrote things down, like right out of high school even, we're all very powerful human beings if we really use our mind and our thoughts and tap into that.
Wow.
I really believe that we all have seeds of greatness within us.
Okay.
And it's up to us to bring that out.
Beautiful.
And I really, I love where I'm at now, but I'm just thinking, wow, how much better of a person could I be? How much more impact we have in the community if I really would have started on this earlier.
Right.
And journaling is a huge thing that I'm getting into now.
Okay.
Because sometimes you don't remember everything in the past, but I've heard other speakers and trainers and coaches and people give their personal testimony that, hey, I went back to my journal when I first got into the business. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
Like I wish
I needed that. That's huge advice.
So just keep a journal of your thoughts, your daily activities, things that are important to you, whether it's business, personal, or religious, whatever that is.
Okay.
To just reflect and take the time to reflect.
Wow.
So those are some other key things. The other thing is celebrate your wins. My personality, I'm such a hard driver.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, we hit this goal, what's next?
Sure.
And instead, my team and my wife is like, okay, time out. You just accomplished this huge goal.
Sure.
Let's celebrate. And so that's a part of me that I've had to kind of work on.
Sure.
And so my team members and my family has helped. But we reach these certain goals. We'll go out and do fun things as a team or as a family or, whatever that looks like. But really, it's important to go out and celebrate those wins, because a lot of the personality types that get into the real estate business are hard chargers.
Sure.
And they're on to the next deal. They're on to the next goal. And just slow down a little bit and enjoy life, enjoy the ride, and celebrate.
I think that a lot of professionals, especially at your level, Jason, they feel the exact same way. Everybody's so driven and they're on to the next goal that they don't take time to say, hey, this is where I was and this is how much I've accomplished. They don't think it's a big deal, right? But everybody else looking in says, wow, I can't believe they did that. It's a mindset thing. I think that thinking that way puts us in those positions, but we should always reflect on where we were and then where we've been and be appreciative. Celebrate and then continue to kill it, right? To continue to grow. That what you said about dreaming big, to me, I think that's beautiful advice. It's not just young Jason. I think everybody can look at it that way. One of my favorite Henry Ford quotes, if you think you can or you can't, you're right. Yeah. Something like that. So, and at the end of the day, if you don't set those high goals and say, yeah, I can do that, and I can, hit this goal or hit this above and beyond, if you don't feel and believe that, you're never going to get it. You're going to go to where you think you can get. So dream big. Right. I love that. I know that everybody else is going to really resonate with that.
So it's kind of funny. We're trying to have this rub off onto our children. So, we've talked with them and built goal boards and dream boards. And my son, his goal is to play in the NFL and be the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Wow.
So we've got on some coaches and he's training and I just as a passion to help my kids dream big and help them, not discourage them.
Sure.
However large their goal is, we want to encourage that. And I just think that's great.
No, that's huge. That's huge advice. So again, I know young Jason would love it, but everybody out there, I know that that's really, really good pieces that everybody can take to heart and improve their life and improve their goals. So let's talk about kind of going into the next when we're talking about improving our life and really growing. I think that it's a lot of the data and information that we assimilate. It's, you know, books we read, movies we watch, conversations we have, travel we do. So I think that just for a little bit of advice out there is to kind of what you're feeding your mind, what books you're reading, podcasts you listen to, maybe influencers on social media you're following. What does that look like for you?
So this could be a whole nother episode.
Okay. Episode 2.0, Jason Daniels.
That's right. So this is a passion of mine, and one of our core values here at REMAX Millennium is to always be learning and growing.
Right.
And so when it comes to personal growth and business growth, I'm kind of a fanatic.
Okay,
So
I love it.
I'm always reading. I've always got something on in the car, and I'm always traveling to different conferences. But right now, I'm rereading some of the older stuff, like Think and Grow Rich.
Love it.
How to win friends and influence people by Dale Carnegie.
Classic.
These are actually what we're going through with our team, is to help get them engaged with clients and other agents so they can excel in their career.
Okay.
Another one that we just finished is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy.
Oh, I have not read that.
It's great if you like a short read.
Okay.
But it's very practical, so there's not a lot of fluff.
Okay, love it.
So if you don't like a lot of fluff, it's perfect. It just goes through your basic strategies of how to be successful and keep organized and stay on task, but get to your goal.
Perfect.
So that's a good read. I've also started getting to some of Gino Wickman's books.
Oh.
The latest one is Rocket Fuel.
Okay.
And he's got some other books out there that are great, like How to Be How to Be the Great Boss.
Okay.
And the Rocket Fuel book is more higher level on, you need to decide what kind of CEO are you going to be for your company. And if you are a real estate agent, you are CEO of your company.
That's huge, literally.
So, these books, if you're not the broker, you're not the team leader, it doesn't matter. You are the CEO of your own company.
Yep.
You're in real estate, you're a 1099 employee.
Sure.
So that book kind of talks about whether you're a visionary or an integrator. And if you're heavily just a visionary, you should team up with an integrator somewhere on your team or business partner. And if you're an integrator, you should be teaming up with someone who's a visionary.
Okay.
I think a lot of us in real estate are visionaries.
Okay, yeah, I would say that's true.
There's some good integrators because you need both. The visionary helps dream the big dreams, and the integrator is the one that's actually just going to roll up their sleeves and get to work and start building this thing that the visionary is envisioning.
Love it.
And so it talks about teaming up with someone or encouraging that inner visionary and integrator within yourself, because we all have a little bit of both.
Sure.
There's that book. E-Myth by Michael Gerber is a good classic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's where, if you're wanting to build a systematized business, if you want to sell your business or retire or just have something that runs more efficiently, if you treat your business like you're going to franchise it to 10,000 locations, how would you need to build those systems? Right. Even if you're not, it's just going to make it more efficient. So those are I'm rereading that again, going through that. So again, I could go on and on.
No. This is great. This is fuel for information. So this is really important. Yeah, I think so.
Brian Buffini just came out with his book, Immigrant's Edge, and I've just started that book. So I've kind of you go into my office and I've got about a half a dozen books laying around. You go into my home or on my nightstand and I got about 3 books up there. Go to my home office, I've got about 2 or 3 books there. So I probably need to just focus on reading 1 or 2 at a time, but
it helps. But I love that you actually read physical books, and there's so many other titans out there. And nothing against audiobooks. I think as long as you're getting the information in, whether you're at the gym, whether you're driving around, take it how you can get it. But there's something about opening that book and folding the page and highlighting. And hey, look, they look cool on a shelf when you're done. It's just something.
The
something
smell
different.
of the book. And I love Audible. Audible's an amazing tool. And so when I go to the gym to work out and put the earbuds in, I'm listening to Audible.
Yep, that's it.
And I love it. Like I said, I'm kind of a fanatic when it comes to personal growth and reading and just soaking it all in. And it's just a part of me. It's who we are here. It's part of our core values here at the office. In fact, we have a library here that agents can check out a book.
Oh,
and we
fantastic.
have about 30 different books, and so we encourage agents to do that.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
I'll have
super
to show you the
cool.
library. It's just right over there.
Very cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So again, I could go over probably a dozen more books, but those
Okay.
are the key ones that I'm kind of reading or rereading right now.
Okay, and that's fantastic. And just so everybody knows, out there, I'm going to put links in the comments and description below so that you can buy these books or take a look at them. So I think that's going to be really good for everybody to kind of soak up. So without further ado, I guess this last question, and we'll kind of wrap this up, but this has been fantastic information, Jason. So, and you kind of alluded to it already, but I'll bring it back up just to kind of close. What's your mantra? Or what quote do you live by that really sums up your brand, you as a professional, but also you as a person for everybody out there?
Yeah, so I really like this question. In fact, it's one of our mantras here at REMAX Millennium is if you help enough people achieve their goals, eventually you'll achieve your goals.
Love it.
It just all fits in. And we're here to help our clients find a home or sell a home.
Okay.
We're here to improve the lives of our agents if we're helping our agents grow. If we're even down to our administrative team, if we're helping them grow. We're just, if we serve with a servant's mindset,
Right.
like Dave Ramsey, Entree Leadership, that's another great book.
Okay.
The heart of a servant, and we're serving others and helping them achieve what they want. Just naturally the universe is going to allow us to achieve what we want.
I agree with that.
So again, it's just like, when you're in the service of others, you're only in the service of God, and He wants to bless us all.
Jason, that is amazing. And everybody out there, I know that this was chock full of awesome information. Jason, I just want to thank you again. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy. I want to officially say that you are an absolute real estate titan.
Thanks. It's been an honor, and I really appreciate you coming on today.
Oh, thanks, Jason. Well, hey, so just let everybody know that thanks so much for your time and attention. Really appreciate everybody out there supporting the show and the cause of what we're doing here. Every Tuesday and Friday afternoon, we're just going to go around the marketplace again, interview the top real estate professionals, and again, what I like to call a real estate titan. So thanks again, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See you later.
See ya.